Hello, lovely people. I welcome you once again to Bright and Clara's channel. Thank you all for clicking. This is Project Majesty on episode 4. Alright, it's been quite some time now since I aired the Project Majesty. I think for the next week now, I'm going to be sharing constant videos on Project Majesty because they've made a lot of progress. Mr. Hammond, who happened to be the one that designed this beautiful 6-bedroom house, you can reach out to him. Okay, Mr. Frank Hammond is an electrical engineer. He's well versed with electricals, air conditions, specialized also in CCTV. Okay, so he has an architectural firm that deals in architectural drawings, and he spearhead all these firms. So if you contact Mr. Hammond, you're not just contacting him for electricals, both American 110, 220 air conditioning, split air conditioning, centralized air conditioning, duct air conditioning. You're also contacting him for his other abilities in structural engineering and architectural designs. So you have one person with all the various abilities. Okay, so this beautiful house is designed by Mr. Frank Hammond, and he's the one in charge of this construction. The reason being that is, looking at the magnificent edifice of this house, I want to make sure that he keeps a very close eye on the very details. There are some projects that you don't just leave for anybody. You need someone that pay critical attention, especially when it's a slope. If it's a flat land, I don't have any problem. But because I know that this is a slope, I need somebody who is always there critically and ensuring that things are being done. And there's no other but Mr. Frank Hammond. And he lives nearby because this project is by, I think, near the Ashasi University. And that's where exactly Mr. Hammond also lives, in Brekusu. So it is only right that he spearhead this project and ensure that everything goes on well as planned. You understand? So yeah, basically that is the entire idea. At the moment, he's working on the basement and that of the ground level. Okay, so the footings block work for the basement section is still ongoing all the way to this side. Okay, so in the basement you're going to have a hall. Okay, I think there's a gym. No, the gym is in the first floor, the ground floor. You understand? So you have basically one room and a hall, living area, toilets and bath, everything within. Okay, and then you come back to the first floor. That's where you have most of the amenities, from the ground floor to the first floor. You understand? So at the moment we are working on the retaining wall. Retaining walls are quite important when it comes to building on a slope. You can't build on a slope without a retaining wall. Okay, so if someone says, I'm going to build a house for you, and you have a land that is on a slope and there's no retaining wall, that person is not doing you any good. You understand? Yes, because any pressure from the top affect the structures from beneath, and for the structures at the top to be able to stand and hold, you would need these strong mechanisms, one of which is the retaining wall. Because now there's going to be a lot of pressure from the top side towards the other side, which barely on the slope side. And so it will not be able to retain those pressure without the retaining wall. You understand? Yes, the retaining walls serve as the barrier between the upper level and that of the ground level. So should there be any pressure from the laterite or the weight of the building, it's able to withstand all those pressure, especially to do with the force of nature, in terms of laterite. You understand? And that is very, very important, because you can have a retaining wall, and if it's not properly done, it will not serve its purpose. You understand? It will not serve its purpose. And retaining wall usually depends on the height, the type of structure, which will determine the type of iron rods that you would have to use. Mainly we use 12 mm, 16 mm, 14 mm, depending on the type of retaining wall we want to achieve. Here, Mr. Hammond is having a footage beam on some of the block work due to the height of the block. You understand? When you lay a block and maybe perhaps more than 6 courses, and you know that it's going to even go further before you achieve your top level, the first thing you have to do is introduce a footings beam. And you notice that we did the same thing on Project Adjoa and Dennis, which also happened to be a very sharp slope. And so we did what we call the footings beam. But in her case, we are doing a retaining wall on the perimeter fence wall, because we're going to do a lot of filling on the compound. You understand? And that requires a lot of investment. You understand? Because for you to be able to achieve a very level ground, we need to pour in a lot of dirt. We need to pour in a lot of dirt. So here, Mr. Hammond is keen, because here you can see that at the ground level, the block work has not even risen up. So for him to raise the block up, especially the ground level building, it should be away from the ground. It should elevate itself from the ground at least 3 blocks from the ground. And for him to do that, he needs to do a systematic calculation of how many blocks are coming up, okay, vis-a-vis marrying that to that of the basement. And that also causes the increase of the retaining wall. The retaining wall has to be that high, so he needs a firm beam, a very strong one, either 3 of them in position to even support the retaining wall. You understand? Yes, the ground is really sharp, very, very sharp. There are some slope of land that is not too sharp, and so you can consider certain factors. Because here, if you look at the ground, this is the block work towards the ground, and you can see that the ground is a little bit even higher than the block. So the near future is either they grade all those areas. You understand? Either the caterpillar comes and grade the surrounding areas in order to bring it to a level pegging, or Mr. Hammond would have to raise this particular block work. And if that happens, it's going to affect the entire block work all the way down, and it also affect the height of the basement, because at least we want to achieve a certain height of about 3.1 or 3.2 meters. You understand? So all these calculations need to be factored in. And so if you're building on a slope and you don't have any critical thinker who is on the field of play, they will mess it up for you. Yeah, building on the slope is not just for small limbs. You need critical thinkers. Yes, it's not for someone who said, oh, I have built for 10 years. No, it needs critical thinkers. Yeah, you need complete structural engineers who think beyond to be able to articulate and come up with answers and solutions. It is very, very important. So these are what we call retaining walls. You understand? And building on a slope again is expensive. I did mention that in episode 3. It is no joke. So once you're buying a land and you know your land is on a slope and you want to get those beautiful views, then be ready to pay. Yeah, be ready to pay, because a lot of laterites will go in here. It's not a small laterite. It's a lot of laterite. You understand? A lot of laterite. So this brings us to the end of episode 4 on Project Majesty. I have some advert on this particular video, which is a land for sale. This is a registered and a titled plot of land of 0.34 acres. Okay, this plot is located at Mataheko Afienya of the Kings Avenue, okay, for sale by the owner. This land is being sold by the real owner, not the second or third party or an agent. Okay, so interested persons should contact the numbers you see right there. Okay, if you are abroad, America, wherever you find yourself, you have to remove the 0 and put our country code, which is the plus 233. You understand? You have to put plus 233, then 241 516171. You don't have to bring the 0. Okay, when you want to save the number, you just have to start with plus 233 241 516171. Okay, yes, so he's looking, this is almost like a 2 plot. The plot is not entirely square, but this is in a prime area, a very beautiful location. Okay, the place, there's electricity, everything is available. So you contact the owner, and he is ready to negotiate. He's looking for something between $50,000. You understand? $50,000. So he's ready to negotiate, and he's looking for serious buyers. If you are interested, or if you know someone who is interested of buying a prime area land that is within the city, then please share this video to the person and let them contact the owner for the set of land. Okay, if you love this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you've not. My name is Mr. Bright Francis Antonio. From me to you, shalom. God bless you wherever you are. Bye bye.